Hunter Biden was also found guilty of 3 felony charges of purchasing and having a handgun and lying on the form that said, "Are you addicted to drugs?" This is what he did.
That's what they got him for?
They got him for on the little paper when you're like, "Hey, are you addicted to drugs?" He was like, "Nope." And this is what they got him for. He might be facing 25 years for this. I doubt he'll see
a day of jail.
He's not going to see a day of jail, as we all know. But this is what his father, Joe Biden, who honestly, in every other area, maybe in labor, he's good, but in every other area, pretty bad. But in the area of being a pops, maybe he's okay. He said, "As I said last week, I am the president, but I am also a dad. Jill and I love our son, and we are so proud of the man he is today. So many families who have had loved ones battle addiction understand the feeling of pride seeing someone you love come out the other side and be so strong and resilient in recovery. As I also said last week, I will accept the outcome of this case and will continue to respect the judicial process as Hunter considers an appeal. Jill and I will always be there for Hunter and the rest of our family with our love and support. Nothing will ever change that." Bring.
Listen, I think I think my take on like Hunter Biden is like nothing the left or the right is going to like, because it's like I don't think anybody's gonna like it, because personally I like, all right, this, first of all, this is a fishing expedition. It always has been, and I don't care about it. Like I try to.
What do you mean by that?
They just wanted this man. They've been on a get Hunter Biden, like, oh, get his child, and it's just like, it's annoying to me. And I think it's annoying all around. It's like, you don't like the guy, so now you're on his child's dick. And it's like, and as far as you want me to feel and I understand, you know, the leftists who feel like, okay, well, Joe Biden has done this and Joe Biden is this way about the criminal law and blah, 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 blah. And so get his kid. And it's just like, okay. Like, I don't want the system to level up. I want it to level down. Like this idea, like, that's just not the right attitude. Like this one that's like, we gonna get them. I just don't care. Like, beyond just showing people, like pointing out the hypocrisy, like these are people who will, like, Joe Biden is someone who will support mass criminalization, and he has none of this grace for people who are accused of criminal crimes or addiction unless it's his son. So if like you want to use it to point out the hypocrisy, great, by all means. But overall, just like wanting me to be like, I feel like there are so many things that I could criticize Joe Biden for, like so many valid, serious things that affect a lot of people. I couldn't begin to give a fuck less about like monitoring like the amount of grace he has for his son. Like I expect him to, and doesn't he have a son that's already died? Like I expect him to support his living son. I don't care. So that's the one. Two, I also,
he might have taken more than 10 days of paternity leave potentially. We don't know. we have to dig into it. But two, yeah, yes, please keep going.
I just don't give a damn, but I'm consistent because I didn't give a damn about them prosecuting Trump either. I also think that, like, I think, listen, the fact alone that you have to go on fishing expeditions to find the stupidest, most frivolous, most foolishness to get Trump or a Hunter Biden is a reflection of the fact that we have a criminal system that doesn't like to go after rich, powerful white men in general, period. Because all of people, if they had been anybody else, if they'd been me or you or whatever, they'd have been got for a million serious things. So I don't give a fuck about, like, I think the Trump case was stupid. Like I love it for people. If you're excited about it, you know, great. But I thought the Trump thing was pretty dumb. I feel like, and I would think that if it, as a defense attorney, if I saw it, I'd be like, this is a bullshit case. Bullshit case. And I feel the way about Hunter. So I just don't care, but I am not going to fuck up anybody's day. Enjoy that.
Right. You're not going to yuck their yum if this is their kink. Exactly. But I think there is something very different about like falsifying business records. Like this is a white collar crime that so many others have gotten away with, that like, I think that the rich are scared that like, oh shit, if they actually start like this, like they don't want to get audited because they're trying to defund the IRS. Because if they get audited, they'll see how much the rich just, you know, completely lie on their taxes and use a bunch of schemes to get away with paying nothing.
That's why I don't like things like this, because I feel like they become, whenever people get these like, this is them throwing you a bone. Whenever they get stuff like this, people pretend as though it's going to mean something for the larger system, and it doesn't. The fact that you're so excited, people are so excited, is a reflection of the fact that you know that this isn't what the system does, because you're fucking surprised, and it's going to continue to not do that. Hunter Biden is not getting prosecuted because they're going to now start going after other like white men like that, or people who've gotten away with white collar crime. And same thing with a Donald Trump. These are people doing this for this is happening for other means, right? And like, that's fine. People can
you think it is politically? I mean, I think that if I think it's politically
motivated, oh, absolutely.
You think it's politically motivated? I don't know if I can say the same. I don't think I agree with that. I don't think I agree with that on
politically
the
motivated. They've been going after Hunter Biden.
Hunter Biden, yes. I think Donald Trump, I think they knew that 12 jurors in New York would likely convict him. But I think the idea that it's politically motivated is kind of overblown by the right. On terms of Hunter Biden owning a handgun for 11 days when you lied on a form, I absolutely think this is ticky-tack bullshit, ridiculous. Yeah. But face the music, that's fine.
I don't think it's saying something that's politically motivated makes it wrong. I don't think I think the problem with the left and even like and maybe not even the left, because you know Democrats are more like liberal right, whatever, however you want to say it. I think the problem with them is that the Republicans play the hardest of hardball. They don't give a flying fuck. They will use whatever to their means, and they do every kind of evil, wicked thing that they want because they're being politically motivated. I have no problem with people doing things because they're politically motivated for their good ends or whatever. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't mean it in a disparaging way, but I think it's obvious that it is. To me personally, maybe it's because I like my experience of being a political commentator or going on these right-wing shows or hosting things like Rising. Sorry, am I here? Someone's trying to call me and it took me away.
You're here.
Things is everything, especially when I was hosting Rising, every fucking breath Hunter Biden took, it was a goddamn segment. Oh, let's cover this. Let's talk about this, that. I'll be on that, because we're trying to, do this. And similarly, and listen, I think Donald Trump, I wrote a piece about this for Teen Vogue, so I have a lot of like nuanced thoughts on this, right? Like, I don't think people are wrong to try to prosecute Donald Trump. I don't think it's wrong for people to do it or be excited about it because they feel like Donald Trump is someone who has gotten away with a litany of crimes and wrongdoing. So if people want to see him get his on even the smallest scale because whatever, and people
know he's a criminal, but it's in the same way that you're like going after like a mob boss on tax returns where you're like, this guy's literally ordered hits out, but like
that's my thing. It's like you're going after him, and I'm not mad at that, but it's like you're going after him because you can't really get him on the things you want him to, and because he continues to be a threat to you when he shouldn't be, right? Like it shouldn't be in a situation where someone like Donald Trump, with all the things that he's done, is the Republican nominee or could possibly win a second presidency despite being impeached twice, despite the fact that an overwhelming amount of people believe that he incited an insurrection. He's done all these different things, but did
you say incited an erection? Because I don't think Trump has ever incited an erection.
That's hilarious. That's the most funny word slip. That's hilarious.
Never has he ever incited an erection. In fact, I think Donald Trump has led to a lot of erectile dysfunction in the last
a lot of
8 years.
I'm sure a lot of miserable women who won't admit they're miserable because of their political views.
Oh yeah, 100%. And people who are too depressed to like even fuck. But So are you like, where do you, we talked a little bit about Fani Willis, but like, does Letitia James that feel like super politically motivated? And then, as like, then you see like the appellate court in New York appellate court, and it's like, I believe it's all Black women. Like, does that, what bone does that tickle for you?
I like Letitia James. I like Letitia James. And like I said, I don't think politically motivated is wrong. I don't know why our side or like the left or the Democrats or the progressives or the good, right? Yeah, like the good feels like in order to be good, we have to pretend as though like we don't have a mission or an agenda or a reason or like we don't have a like
the we that annoys me, Oleg, because I just to push back on this is like I have no interface. Like they don't represent me, you know what I mean? Like I think Letitia James, that's great, but like I don't have any say over like New York criminal law or financial law or any of this shit. Like I don't consider like we always talk about how the justice system obviously doesn't work for like most people, and so to say that like somehow it is a politically motivated to go after Donald Trump, I'm like, I didn't have any like I don't think most people had a fucking fuck all to do with this, right? It's like, and to say that like the justice system is weaponized against working people, against people of color every goddamn day.
Yes, I don't think it's wrong.
Right. So I'm just like, how do you get? They're just trying to hold one guy accountable. Maybe it is politically motivated. Maybe it's more like class motivated. Like more like, finally, can we at least get one rich guy for doing some rich guy shit?
I just don't think that that's what's happening. Like, especially like to me, it's the way when everyone celebrates a Derek Chauvin being convicted, so they feel like, oh, we're this police officer, and that's like, That's their sacrificial lamb. They convicted him so that you don't say anything about the police officer who killed a girl like the day of that conviction, right? Like they don't say anything about all the police officers getting off for Elijah McClain and getting off for everybody else, like getting off for Breonna Taylor. It's just a sacrificial lamb. Like that's all it is. And it's just so people feel it's when you give somebody a bone, like I'm going to give you this so I could go do whatever the fuck else and continue business as usual. Like Derek Chauvin going to jail, it was not the system is going to be overturned. They're not going to radically change the police are not going to start to be prosecuted. And the same way this happening to Donald Trump does not mean it's going to start happening to other presidents. It doesn't mean former presidents. It doesn't mean
it's not. It doesn't mean that, but it's what the right is afraid of. And I like that they're scared. And it's what the wealthy are afraid of. And I
don't think that they're
staring down a second Trump administration. I'm like, at least he could be a felon.
I don't think they're afraid. I think they're indignant. I think that's something like as someone who's been around white supremacists a lot, like, and racist people and whatever have you. I went to high school in West Virginia, college in Ohio, went to law school at a prosecutor mill, right? Like they're not afraid. They're indignant. They can't fucking believe it. Like even if something you ever have somebody who's just like, I'm outraged, like that's what it is. They're just outraged and they see a system that is theirs to weaponize against others being used against them, not because they believe that like, oh, this is going to be the big, no, they know it's not. They know he's not going to jail. He's still their nominee and he still might become president again. Yep. And they know that. So it's just, they just can't, who the fuck are y'all? Who the fuck are you to use my shit against me? That's all it is.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/bitchuationroom. Do